morning, good morning, good morning. Tune in, tune in. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Adrian, Calvin D, Mookie. Good morning, y'all. How y'all feeling this morning? How are y'all feeling this morning? Good morning to you all. Once you get in here, do me a favor. Don't forget to comment, like, share. Let somebody know we are on the air. Good morning. We on the air. I wanted to get on here this morning, talk to y'all for a few moments. Few moments. Talk to y'all a few moments. Let me switch sides on this because it always makes me look that way. Talk to y'all a few moments. Hope y'all having the most amazing morning. There we go. Let's see here. I wanted to talk to you all. If you haven't seen the thumbnail, I don't know if it put it out yesterday. No. I'll tell you in a minute. You know you ain't having that. You know you don't have it on Friday, buddy. If y'all haven't seen the thumbnail, this is what we are talking about. I am, I am a big deal. Instead of I am, but we're going to say you are a big deal. You are a big deal. Comment, like, share, let somebody know we're on there. You are a big deal. So I wanted to talk to you about this because, you know, however your perspective is in place, whatever perspective you have, that becomes your reality. Whatever perspective you choose to um, accept, that will become your reality. And a lot of times, we like to sometimes allow ourselves to be played down or don't take ourselves serious enough. Um, and so what that does is causes um, that causes is that better? That was kind of bright in my eyes. That causes us to be put in positions where we compromise who we really are. But you got to know to yourself that you're a big deal. It doesn't matter what others have thought in their minds or assumed in their minds. You are a big deal, and you got to start taking yourself serious and making sure that you represent that well. And that, with that being said, um, there's couple contrary thoughts that have been suggested that will cause you to not take yourself serious or not say that you're a big deal, and that is that of past situations. Um, but you got to understand and you got to know that just because you may have went through things in your past, you may have experienced things in your past does not determine your value. Um, it does not. A great explanation. I remember one time somebody gave an explanation and they took the $20 bill. I think I told this before. They took the $20 bill and they said, "Well, what's the value of this?" And everybody said $20. And they said, what about if I crumble this $20 up? I said, what's the value of it? $20. What if I throw it on the ground and I stomp on it? What's the value? Still $20. And so it held its value no matter what you put it through. And you got to understand that your value is not determined by your past. So you still retain your value no matter what you've been through, no matter what situation you've been in, no matter what relationship you've come out of, you still hold your value. And not to allow the past or past situations or people in the past to determine the value that you have. Just because I've experienced this, just because I went through that, does not mean that I'm any less valuable. But because of the situation that I'm in, sometimes suggest that it'll cause you to debase yourself and cause you to allow others to debase you and put you below what you're worth. But you got to stop allowing others to undermine your significance. You got to stop allowing that. Uh, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've experienced, no matter how many times you failed at it. If the Wright brothers would have said, just because I failed 17 times trying to build this plane, I'm not a plane builder. We wouldn't be riding in planes. But because they did not allow that to happen. But what was they had to understand something. I watched that movie, and they knew that where they currently were was not going to get it done. So sometimes it's not about we allowing others to determine our significance. We're allowing our environment to undermine our significance. And sometimes you got to reposition yourself because that position that you're in doesn't no longer serve you, or it doesn't have the best potential for what you're trying to do. And they knew that they had to be, I forgot where they were. I think they were in St. Louis, but they had to go to like South Carolina, something like that, uh, to know that it had the best weather and the best possible situation to make sure that they could be able to fly the plane. And so we have to understand that same thing. We cannot allow others to undermine our significance. Don't allow others, other situations, don't allow others, meaning people. Because those things do affect us. And you got to know that you're built by that. You're built by repetitious information and credible others, people that you've allowed to speak into your life. As a kid, some kids grow up and they say, you just like your daddy, or you ain't never gonna be nothing. And those kind of thoughts can get in your brain, and you can be replaying those things, and that allows others to stifle. That allows other people to little boy, little man, whatever they used to say. That allows that. But you got to make up in your mind. You're not going to allow anybody to continue to. Have a seat, buddy. What you doing? All right. So you got to quit allowing others to stop you from doing what you came to do. Quit allowing that. We put the power in other people's hands. We've allowed for the power to be in someone else's hands. Take the power back. I'm not allowing you to determine this anymore. You don't get to determine, or you don't get to undermine, or you don't get to suggest. Some people don't even need a say so. Quit giving people say so. Because that say so then puts them in position to feel like they got something going on. But nah, you can't. You gotta rid yourself of people who can't see your value. They will most likely mistreat or devalue you. Rid yourself of people who can't see your value, because they will most likely mistreat or devalue you. If they can't see it, if they can't understand where you're going, if they can't see that you're a big deal, they don't want to treat you that way. You got to rid yourself of that, because as long as you keep it around you, it's just like a flower or a plant among weeds. Those weeds will stifle the growth of the plant. You can't afford to be around human weeds. They will stifle the growth of another human. You can't afford that. So you got to rid yourself of people. And I know it's some of your family. I know it's not always the people on the outside. Sometimes it's the very people that share the same blood. And I'm not in no way encouraging that we would have separation from people that we love. But these people have shown that they don't love. And why would you continue, just for the sake of having the same last name or sharing the same blood, continue to stifle yourself just because they're around? I don't believe in that. I don't believe that that has to be. You can love them. You can see them at the family functions, but you don't have to keep yourself under that kind of situation where it's harming you, harming your success, harming your productivity, harming your creativity, because you got people around you that don't even see your value. You can't afford that. You can't afford that at all. They will most likely, somebody who does not see your value, somebody who does not see your worth, will most likely mistreat it. If you could not see, if you could not see, let's just take a practical look at this. If you could not see the numbers on the money, say for instance you were blind. This is why they got braille, and this is why people figured out different ways to read money. Because if I was blind and could not see what what the number on the money was, I will most likely give too much or receive too less because I can't tell the amount. So, in that same sense, if somebody else cannot see your value, Calvin, turn it off. Turn that off. It's time for you to go. If they can't see the value, they will most likely treat. Hurry up. Hurry up. You're going to have to run because you're late. They can't see the value, they're gonna most likely use it. You're gonna give too much, receive too less. Same sense. Same sense. Same sense. And you can't afford that. You can't afford that. And this is what you gotta do in order to prevent that. You gotta determine your wealth and accept nothing less. Nothing less. Determine your wealth and accept nothing less. The problem is we have determined, we have assessed that we are here, but we keep accepting here. We keep accepting here. We keep accepting below what we're worth. We keep going below our value. And because we have done that, because we have done that, if you this is the thing about it is, when you selling a house, people around you um selling houses too. It's four houses for sale on your block. And the property value suggests that you need to be at 150,000. But if someone else just three houses down sells their house at 110,000, same floor plan, and someone six houses down the other way sells their house at 98,000, and someone else, another person around the corner sells their house at 105, even though your value is at 150, because you've allowed others, not you personally allowed, but because these others have allowed a lesser value, you got to take less. That's why entertaining less than what you're worth allows others to feel like they can show up with less. This is why you got to hold the bar and keep the bar. Because when you accept less from over here, they want to give you less over here. Have you ever gave somebody a deal? I could be in the barbershop cutting hair, and my one of my family or friends come in, and I'll be like, just give me $20. Somebody else see that you just said, give me $20. They'll be like, can I get the same deal? I want the same deal. Huh? And that's why you can't afford to accept it. Because when you start taking less, you undermine your own value, and then you put yourself in a position that you gotta everybody else want to give you less. Everybody else wants to lowball you. Entertaining less than what you're worth will cause you to be in a position where others think of you at that level. You can't even entertain less than what you are. You can't even entertain it. I'm not saying you can't help others. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But we've gotten it backwards. We feel like we gotta do this and gotta do that and gotta put up with this and gotta put up with that. No, 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 no. Entertaining less than what you're worth causes others, allows others to feel like they can show up with less. Or you did it for them, or you gave them this, or you did that for them. And the reason why we put ourselves in those positions is because we've got it misconstrued. You got to quit being the elevator and just elevate. Quit being the elevator. I'm not here to take you up. I'm not here to take you up. And this is not about anything other than what we're talking about. Me being a big deal. I'm a big deal. And so I'm not I cannot afford to keep being the elevator. I'm just gonna elevate. Because most people want you to grab them by the hand and take them up. And you pulling everybody up and every situation in you gotta pull them up. And every business partner you gotta pull the weight. Mm-mm, mm-mm. All that energy you doing to pull up, and don't get me wrong, sometimes you gotta reach down. It's in you to help, but you're not finna be an elevator. You're not finna. You're not finna just ride. You're not finna just ride on this. No, no, no. It don't happen that way. We don't get it done that way. Nah, you can't just do that. I'm not no. I am in no shape or form nobody's elevator. I'm not gonna keep just bringing you up, pulling you up, pulling you up, pulling you up. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen that way. Can't happen that way. I'm just gonna elevate. The reason why this happened is because some people are only attached to the need of you, and they become threatened by your elevation. So they're gonna try to keep you down, and you gotta always try to see yourself pulling them up. Mm. They want to keep you down. You gotta always pull them up. The reason why, because their objective is to keep you at a level they can manage or tolerate you on. They okay with you being here, but once you say you going here, that's why some people can't even handle your dreams. Some people can't even handle you talking about your dreams. They can't handle you saying I'm doing this, I'm doing this. How you gonna do that? You worried about the wrong thing. Because even if I told you how, doesn't mean you gonna give me access, resources, or insight on how to get there. You just want the keys so you can get there too. They're not really conscious of how you get in there. They're not really conscious of that. They want the same kind of access. They want access to what you got going on. Quit being the elevator. Quit being the elevator. You got to take everybody up, but nobody takes you up. That don't even make any sense. That's use. That's reciprocated. That's not reciprocated behavior, and that's because they can't see your value. They can't see your value, and when they cannot see your value, they will most likely mistreat you or devalue you, treat you less than what you're worth. You can't afford that. Quit allowing others to do that for you when you're a big deal. You are a big deal. You need to tell yourself, I'm a big deal. I can't be played with like I've been allowing people to play with me and toy with me and do what they want with me. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. And you can't. You can't. You cannot afford to do that because as much time you putting in and much effort you putting in to do those things, it's only draining your battery. It's only draining your battery, and you can't afford to keep getting your battery drained like we talked about before, and then show up at a high level. It doesn't work like that. Your past don't determine your value. People don't determine your value. You're a big deal. Quit letting that determine where you're at. Determine your worth and accept nothing less. Because by you accepting less and entertaining less, other people can bring less. They feel like they can bring less to the table. That's why I said in 2023, I'm appreciate myself. I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm gonna show you how I want to be treated because I'm gonna treat myself better. I'm gonna treat myself better. So you gotta show up that same way. And if you don't show up with that same energy, guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna rid myself of it. I'm gonna rid myself of those kind of people because those kind of people don't mean me no good, right? I hope this blessed you. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, share it with somebody, tag a friend, let somebody else see it. Just a few pointers and letting somebody else know that I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal. You can't just treat me any kind of way. You just can't. You can't treat me like everybody else. You can't treat me like you treated everybody else. You can't treat me like you treated your last. I ain't your last. I'm a big deal. And I know when I gotta move around and when I gotta get to the next because it's not serving me here. Some of the current situations you're in don't serve you. You see no advancement, you've had no advancement. Don't serve you. Quit playing yourself. Quit playing yourself. Maybe I need to do a series on quit playing yourself. Quit playing yourself. Right? But you're a big deal. Don't allow your past, don't allow others to determine your value. You assess where you're worth and you accept nothing less because you're not an elevator. You're not here to take everybody up and then you be down and nobody takes no, it don't work like that. Some people around you are threatened by your elevation. They're threatened by your creativity. They're threatened by your hustle. They're threatened by your grind. They can't even see themselves doing it, so they can't see you doing it. And just because you can't see it from yourself don't mean I can't see it for myself. But those kind of people, that mindset is cancerous. You gotta eliminate that. Good morning, cuz. You gotta eliminate that so that you ain't finding yourself in that same condition time after time. The cycle returns, the cycle repeats because you've allowed people around you. I know we talked about it a week ago or so back. Uh, uh, Corrupt communication, bad company corrupts good manners. How good you gonna be if everybody around you ain't performing at the optimal level? How much longer can you perform if you gotta take care of everything else? I'm tired of being the elevator. People get with me, they go up. I get with them, I go down. Wrong connections. And that's because we ain't connecting with our eyes wide open. We talked about that yesterday. Quit going in like this and going like this. You're a big deal. You gotta treat yourself like you're a big deal. If you don't treat yourself like that, nobody else gonna treat you like that. Begin to treat yourself like that so you can see the progress, you can see yourself moving ahead, and you can make everybody else around you see that same thing so they know how to treat you moving forward. Pass this along. Send it to somebody, share it on your wall, do what you got to do. Let somebody else be blessed by this message. Somebody else need to hear that they're a big deal. They've been accepting less than what they're worth. They've been allowing their past to determine where they're going. They've been allowing other people to undermine their significance. They need to hear this. Share it with them. Let them hear that they don't have to do that. They don't have to allow that. All right? Y'all be blessed. Enjoy your morning. Check some stuff off the list. Get some stuff done. Make sure that you tune in. I'll be back next week on Monday. But perhaps I might be back tomorrow. You never know. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessing.